Yeah. But whatever. I mean, it's fine,
Bayley would retain the SmackDown Women's title, 19 minutes, 20 seconds. 3.25 from you. I'll go ahead and I'll go like, let's see. I'll go with 3. I'll be generous with the 3. So
All right.
Now we're gonna do our best to cover this one.
So this, going in, we had no idea. When I saw Cena make his entrance, my original thought was, what is going on? Like is this going to be a...
Because I got the impression, and because Stephanie had said that, it would be filmed from the Performance Center, other locations. So, of course, the other location would, imply the Boneyard match. And it would also imply, the Firefly Funhouse match, which this is supposed to be. It's the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus John Cena in the Firefly Funhouse match. That's how it'd be advertised and promoted, I guess. But it'd be kind of weird, though, because it's like... I mean, we'll get into explain it, but I'm just going to say right off the bat, The Fiend wasn't really in it until, one part.
Yeah, but it was interesting because, it was basically going through Cena's career.
Yes.
We got Ruthless Aggression with Bray Wyatt being Kurt Angle, which was hilarious. Then we got Dr. Thugonomics. I'm not going to lie. Cena does his rapping. I loved Bray's promo. Talking about how Cena steals people's opportunities, stuff like that. He's a thief. Just stuff like that. And really, I thought that was interesting. The thing that made no sense then, we go to Saturday night's main event, which I didn't get, was Cena with the weights.
Yeah.
Compared to that. But the thing that made no sense was we get the Nitro intro. And I was like, what the hell is this? And then we get Bray Wyatt dressed as Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, I didn't know where they're going with that one.
And then Cena comes out as Hollywood.
Hulk Hogan. With the belt, doing the guitar.
He didn't have the bandana, though, so he half-assed it. And then he comes out, and if you would have told me, hey, at WrestleMania, John Cena's going to come out with the NWO belt, shirt, and hat, I would have probably said you were high.
Yeah.
But it happened. It wasn't really a match. It was just Bray toying with him. My guess is this feud isn't over.
Well, I'm pretty sure people thought they were high, too, when they were watching this, but...
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. So let's break it down. So, basically, this was supposed to be the Firefly Funhouse match. Now, I will say one thing. I don't really know if I'd even go as far as really, calling this a match, because I don't really know if it's, worthy, of that. But I'll tell you what. If they would have built to just the regular singles match Mania or whatnot as it was originally supposed to be, if they would have done something like this as a segment, where he just goes and he just he invites him to the Firefly Funhouse, he goes in and then he takes him through his past and does all this stuff, that would have gone on I think that would have gone on fine, great, because some of the promos they were doing in between I thought was just really
Bray's promo about Cena stealing opportunities was great. It was really heartfelt. It was
yeah, no, I really got into that part. But, the whole thing was a thrill ride, but it had just been done, kind of as a segment kind of deal. I thought it's this is I could actually see myself, buying into a lot of this. But, yeah, so it started out where it was another cinematic style deal where, Bray was in the funhouse cutting the promo. And then Cena magically just showed up there. Then, there's Rambling Rabbit, Abby the Witch. And then he was in the dark room. Then the Vince puppet would pop up and appear. And then next thing you know, they were doing the Kurt Angle deal where he had the promo. And then John Cena debuted. Ruthless Aggression, John Cena, the prototype. He'd even have his old gear on in front of a SmackDown fist. I was like, what the hell? I never thought in 2020 I'd see that. You got John Cena in the tights and the boots and so yeah, because he'd scream Ruthless Aggression and he'd try to punch Bray, but then he'd keep moving out of the way. Yeah, then it would just cut to the Saturday night's main event deal, where it's John and Bray, old school cage kind of deal. What do you call him? John Large Meat or something?
Something like that. Cena was doing the thing with the the weights.
Yeah.
That like an old-timey wrestler would do.
Uh-huh. Oh, I bet you no matter what anyone thinks of this, they probably had a blast filming this stuff.
Cena did. Are you kidding me? Coming out just as Hogan? Like, that's funny.
I know. Just like this whole thing was like a spectacle. And then they do the Dr. Thugonomics deal, and then then they'd have Bray cutting like a very like, emotional promo where basically like, they talk about the opportunities and whatnot. And then, John, he gave out John the opportunity, I guess basically to like, be nice to him or whatever. And then Cena wouldn't. And then they go back to, the original version of Bray Wyatt when he was in like, the rocking chair. And then they went back to WrestleMania 30, the original time they had fought. And then he tried to hit Sister Abigail on Cena, but Cena would fight out of it. And then Bray would challenge him to hit him in the face with the chair, which is a throwback to, like something they had done in the match back at WrestleMania 30, which was 6 years ago. Wow. But then Cena was going to do it. Then Wyatt went away. Then we'd have WCW Nitro. Then Cena would come out as like Hollywood Hogan. He'd do the, the air guitar, whatnot. Then you have Vince on commentary with Mercy, and he goes, "Such good shit." Now that caught me off guard, and I died laughing.
Yes.
I think everyone could agree that was great. Everyone on earth, I think, could agree that was great. But then that would just end, and then we had The Fiend in the ring. And then he'd do Sister Abigail to John Cena and the Mandible Claw, and I guess he'd win.
Yep. Well, the Fiend pinned him, and Bray counted the pin.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. You pinned him.
I guess it'd be that this isn't over.
I would think they can't end it like that. Because I was thinking...
we'll see what happens. Like that, we just have to wait.
Yeah, because see, I was thinking to myself, like, because the idea of like Bray Wyatt versus Cena, like like at least the Fiend, like I like the idea of like Bray's like revenge, like it's his comeback deal or whatnot. Like he's finally gonna like avenge himself, or like it's like him. Right? It's basically this whole thing has basically been like like when he goes back in the past and like with people and whatnot. It's like him like and with Daniel Bryan too. It's like him righting his wrongs. But I guess I'd have to imagine that, yeah, they'd have to continue this. But originally I thought that like the Fiend would actually be a good guy to like retire Cena. So I don't know if Cena was ready to do that or not necessarily, but I actually thought that would be the perfect character where he if they did that, that'd be a great way of putting Bray over. But I guess this whole spectacle or whatever, we decided not to rate this, but it went like a good 13 minutes. That's what I got. And then Titus O'Neil, he'd take over as, I guess, the interim host of Mania or whatnot. Yeah, and he was just, he was in shock. He basically said, "I don't know what I just saw." And, yeah, I don't think anyone else did.
So let's get to the main event.
So in terms of a segment, in terms of what they did and what they filmed, there was some entertainment in that. But in terms of, if that was like supposed to be like a match, like, that was terrible. But I don't know what to, I still don't know what to make about it, because I think I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, again, I think we have to wait to see what the results of it are.
Yeah, if they do something else after that, then I think that would help. But I don't know when the next time we're going to get Cena back, too. So, there's that side of it, too.
Yep. Let's get to the main event.
So, yes, finally we'd have the main event of WrestleMania 36, Night 2. I guess main event of main events. We'd have the WWE Championship match with Brock Lesnar, with Paul Heyman in his corner, of course, defending against Drew McIntyre.
This was basically the Goldberg match, but a bit better.
Yes, that would be a good way of putting it.
I won't go in on Brock, because Brock has shown when he wants to, he can actually put on a good match.
Mm-hmm.
And this was really about Drew winning. This is the one that sucked the most for me, because Drew didn't get that moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Because after all the crap he had to put up with air guitar playing and all that bullshit.
And 3MD, yeah.
He doesn't get the moment where he's lifting the belt up, 60,000 people going crazy. It sucked. that he didn't get that. But he had to win. Again, it was a typical Brock match, Suplex City, 55 F5s.
Uh-huh.
I think Drew hit 4 Claymores and won.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fine. We had both world titles are on. Both world titles are on full-time wrestlers. Probably be different by the time next Mania starts, but whatever.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Drew McIntyre definitely deserved to win, and that was like the correct call and like, the right way of going. So at least they gave us the result we wanted. I mean, granted, it wasn't the greatest match ever. I was hoping I didn't know what they do with this. I figured it wouldn't be that lengthy either. But had to spend it like at the normal Mania settings, I was hoping for like 10 minutes. Like nothing crazy, but I would have been satisfied with that. But yeah, so we got the result we wanted, and the result that should have happened. Drew McIntyre finally wins the world title in WWE, new WWE champion for the first time ever after all these years. That was great that he did it, but we'll see what happens, and I'm really interested to see where they go with Strowman as Universal Champion, because I could probably point some have some pictures and stuff on Raw, guys he could go against, and I could probably put together some ideas, but I would down the road like to see him and Orton for the title. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the heck they're gonna do with Strowman. I guess he'd do the Roman match, but it's like we've seen that before so many times.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought at one point they might have Goldberg win that, so it would actually make the title mean more. Because now
they didn't want to do 2 Goldberg matches. They didn't want to do 2 more Goldberg matches.
Yeah, no, I get that too. So no, that made sense. I wonder where that's gonna go, but. Yeah, I'm happy Drew's champion regardless, so there's that.
So that was Mania.
So what would you give the second night?
Second night I'd give it 6 or a 5.
Yeah, I was feeling like a 6, probably to be generous and whatnot. So
yeah, I'll give it a 6.
Overall, between the two, a 7 for me. That I'd probably put a 6.5 overall.
I'd give it a 7, yeah.
They tried. What can I say?
Yep, they did as best they could with the situation given to them.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I do appreciate them, trying to do what they can and putting on a good show and whatnot. So I give them their credit there. As I said, I think if they would have postponed it originally, I guess I thought that would have been the better move. But that's neither here nor there. So can't go back and change anything. But I'll give them credit for doing that. So yeah. I do appreciate that, and I hope everyone else, at least appreciates, the effort. So hats off to them for that. I'll give them that.
Yep, that was our Mania review.
Yeah, we did night 1 and night 2. Of course, once again, for those who were, anticipating, the 2 shows and whatnot, I guess sorry for that, but we figured that, with what we got the first night, especially at that Boneyard match, I thought it'd be better if we just gave it a little time. I actually went back and rewatched it a couple times before this night went on there. Yeah. So yeah, we just figured it'd make for a much better show, which I like to think that we did. And hope you guys like this. And of course, this is our WrestleMania 36 review and recap. I'd like to thank Bryant for once again joining the program, helping out with this great show. And if you haven't yet, be sure to follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram, JNC_radio. Be sure to follow us there, like our official Facebook page, JNC Radio, or other shows available on all major platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube, whatever, you name it, we're on there. Be sure to check it out. Spread the word. Tell your friends, family, loved ones. Spread the word. Especially if they're professional wrestling fans. I think hopefully they'll enjoy this show. Next week, the program will be back with JNC Rewind number 20, and we'll be doing WWE Backlash 2008. So we look forward to bringing that show to you guys. Of course, we enjoyed doing the rewinds for WrestleMania 21, 23, and 24. Both shows I love to this day. So I was happy to be able to cover those. Of course, there were other ones we had previously scheduled that we didn't get to do, which we will hopefully plan on, getting to, someday. But, we were glad we were able to at least ink out those. Thank you guys for still being with us. We took that month hiatus off, so we appreciate you guys, still looking to listening to us and still staying with us, waiting for what's next, basically. So I appreciate, you guys' support there. But that's all we got for this show. I hope you guys liked it. Thanks to everyone involved.
Cameron?
Mm-hmm.